Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on here and show you my degree. This is my degree. And it feels crazy to be holding it right now because it's been a long time coming. And I've been going to school on and off for 10 years since I was 18. Um, it's been a journey. I didn't necessarily go in and out of school every day for 10 years. Life came and I left for a while, and so it didn't really take me 10 years, but I've been going on and off since 2013 when I was 18. And I just wanted to talk about my degree because it means a lot to me, and I think a degree brings a bit of relief but also like some stress for sure, like anxiety. Um Especially when you're like a first generation college student like I am, and a first generation American, because my father is not from here and he does not understand the value of education. And while he may be proud of me, I don't think that he can show that. And while it does hurt my feelings, I think that I have to remember why I got the degree, right? I didn't get the degree for anybody's approval. Um, I got the degree for myself. So I have to keep that in mind. And it's okay because I know that there's other people in my life that are going to be really happy for me, that are really happy for me, and that I have a lot of celebrating to do. Not only did I get my degree, but also I have some really great news, which I'm not going to share yet, but I'm going to make another video about. And my birthday is next week. So it's definitely Aries season, and I can definitely feel that. Um, but yeah, so thinking about, sorry, I didn't mean to like breathe in the microphone, but thinking about, getting a degree and what that means, it means that you're in a new bracket. You're in a new um tax bracket, typically, if God allows it, and you get a salary. Typically you could get a career. I want to get a bachelor's. I have my AA in English, but I want to get a BA, which is a bachelor's, and I want to get a master's degree too. I want to take it as far as I can, honestly. I think that I want to be a librarian. Obviously, I'm a writer, but we'll see. I'm gonna help. I've been helping this one YouTube channel take notes, and that channel's been doing very well. And I can link that below. I've been helping out with a podcast. So I've been doing a lot of not really English based stuff, but more like journalism, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've also been working on a screenplay, and of course I do still write my poetry. But I think that for me it would make sense to be a librarian. I've just always felt at home at the library, and growing up I was always taken to the library by my grandmother and my mom, and the library has always been an important place for me, and I would like to also take my son and start that tradition. And he's a little too young, but I get him books and stuff. But anyway, the library's just always been like home to me. So I would like to be a librarian. And I believe you do need your master's degree. So right now I have my associates, and then it'll be bachelor's and then master's, and God willing, and hopefully, if I'm blessed enough, that I'll be able to continue that journey. And I think about women in other countries that aren't able to go to school, and how much I do take for granted that, I used to be in a pretty bad situation. I was in a pretty toxic marriage and everything, and I wasn't really allowed to even, go to the store by myself. And now I got my degree, and, and honestly, like I'll be honest, like it wouldn't be possible without my parents, because they really did help me. Like they physically got me out of that situation because I was living like pretty far away and stuff. So they brought me home and everything, and I do owe it to them. And you know, I guess that's why I want my dad to be proud of me, because I want him to know that like he didn't waste his time or whatever like coming to get me, but that's besides the point, like, you know. So anyway, I also owe it to my counselor. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't I would probably be working at the mall. Like who knows where I'd be working, the grocery store. And there's nothing wrong with working at the grocery store, but I'm just saying I would not be in school if it wasn't for him. I owe him a lot, you know? He helped me, and I don't know how I'm going to repay him, because I don't even know, like I don't know, but somehow someday I'll be able to. I really maybe I don't know. I don't think I would want to be a counselor like him, but I do want to help people like he does. He's a really genuinely nice person, and I've never met anyone like him, and it makes me sad. It makes me like tear up, because leaving school and leaving where I work now, I'm not going to see him every day, and it makes me sad because I feel like I've grown such a connection with him, and he's my mentor, and I just want to make him proud. So I don't know, and I don't know how I'm going to tell him, cuz like I don't know. But I'm just like, it'll be okay. Life is all about changes and goodbyes, and everything is going to work out. I'm just like sad that I'm not going to see him, you know? Because I really did grow a connection with him, and I owe him a lot, because he got me like out. Like if it wasn't for him, seriously, dude, like he's brought so much into my life, and I want to thank him for that. I never like was able, like I said, to like do anything by myself, and even before that, you know, I went to school, but I didn't have a counselor that cared. I wasn't focused on my degree. I was just taking English classes, which, by the way, I do have two English certificates as well as my degree, but I just don't have them in frames, so I don't want to show them, because I don't want to like because my hands are sweaty and I don't want to get like fingerprints all over them. But yeah, if it wasn't for my professor Sharon, and I could be working at, I would be, I don't want to say to be a stripper, but like I'd be working at the club maybe, or I don't know where I would, you know, I owe them a lot. And my professor Sharon, she is awesome. And she told me, she's like, you know, you could be a teacher, you could be a professor. And like, I just look up to her so much, and I just want her to be like, "Wow, Angel, like I'm proud of you." You know what I mean? Like I want her to be proud of me, and I'm going to see her tomorrow and tell her that the good news and everything. And yeah, like I could be a teacher, like I could do I don't I wouldn't want to be. I want to be a librarian, but it's nice to have that option for sure. And so what this degree does, it gives me options, and it opens up my life. And I really do believe that. You know, I know that like people like my parents, they think that college is a waste of time or whatever, but I mean, not to me. I don't think it's a waste of time, but I'm also blessed, you know, because there's a lot of women that are stuck in marriages where their husbands don't let them get an education. And I'm not even talking about like internationally, like here in this country, like in your city, in your state, like there's women that are stuck. And it's like I was like that, and I could have been like that if it weren't for my parents. And so bringing it back to that, I really do owe them a lot. And I'm blessed that I'm able to get an education, and yeah, because I've always been like into school and reading, and that was always a huge part of my life. I think that I had to deal with a lot of bullshit in my life, and so school was a distraction, you know, for real. Um and so I always loved school. I didn't like math and like chemistry and shit like that, but I always loved English. I always loved school and learning and shit. And so, you know, I take my son to school, and I see that he's really happy and he loves it. Um yeah, I'm glad. And I'm just like, I just like it took me so long. It took me so long because I always thought like, oh, I'm not gonna get this degree, so fuck it, and I'm just gonna take classes that aren't like. I finally took. I think there was like three classes that I needed left. There was math, geography, and like one other class that I can't think of that that I took a couple semesters ago that I had to take. And I was so close to getting my degree before, but I don't know why I thought that I couldn't do it. Like honestly, I had such low self-worth, I think, that I thought that I wasn't worth getting a degree. And maybe I feel that now. Maybe I feel a little bit of imposter syndrome like, oh, I don't feel like I deserve this. But the truth is I do deserve this degree. I worked really fucking hard, you know? And I gave up, I mean, obviously I'm a mom, so it's not like I can go out or whatever, but I gave up my social life for school. Like I did my extra credit group this morning and shit like that, you know? Doing stuff like the podcast is going to be great for my resume, like for my writing resume and the YouTube channel and stuff for sure, but my heart always goes back to writing and books and that sort of thing for sure. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to celebrate because I feel like I thought I could never do it. I always thought that math was going to get in the way of, to me, I always thought that math was going to get in the way of my degree, but it turns out that I aced my math class last semester. And that was that, you know, it just worked out. It wasn't meant to be a couple years ago when I had taken statistics and I didn't get along with the teacher and I didn't understand any of the assignments and the tests and stuff and I had to drop it. I mean, it was meant to be. Like it worked out. Like everything always works out. God always has a plan. And this is, and obviously, like I wouldn't be able to do this without God. Like God got me in touch with like my, like what I'm supposed to do in my life, you know? Like he got me in touch with my righteous path. So that's awesome. And I'm really thankful for that. But yeah. Also, it was not meant to be when I took geography, like my first or second semester of college back when I was like 18. And I don't know why I dropped that class. I don't know what the hell happened with that class, but I never ended up taking it. And now I'm in a geography class this semester, and the teacher or the professor, he's so nice. And all of our assignments are so cool. Like, you just have to write about flowers or take pictures of trees, you know? And he shows us pictures of his travels, and he's just like a really cool guy. And so it worked out. It worked out, and it was meant to be. And I was not meant to go to college, to university when I was 18. You know, I was so young, and I moved away and I left California and I lived by myself for a couple years and you know I grew up. And so now when I'm back in school I understand like, oh, you know what? This is such a privilege to be here and like enrich my future. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm just processing a lot of feelings right now, obviously and understandably. There's a lot of new beginnings, and that's great. You know what I mean? I'm finally done with community college, which I never thought I would say, but that's because I saw the world differently, you know, and I see the world differently now. So, thank you so much if you've supported me over the years and supported my writing and everything. I yeah, I don't know really what else to say. I mean, Thanks for listening to me. This video's gone on for 16 or so minutes, and it's just like, okay, that's enough rambling. But I just really wanted to come on here and say it and share my thoughts about it because I am really proud of myself, and I bought this special frame for it. And I'm so happy that it says Berkeley. I'm glad it doesn't say Alameda because I started out at College of Alameda cuz that's where I'm from, and yeah, I'm glad it says Berkeley. um, I just yeah, it feels good. Definitely feels good. Thank you so much for sharing this time and taking the time out to watch this video. I'm not even gonna go into my whole spiel about like subscribing and liking and all that. Because if you're watching this, obviously, like you care. But I am trying to get, I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize my channel for sure. So yeah, thanks.